All right, welcome in. It's an XFL. Can we get a little caca going here?
Caca!
A little cacao.
Can we get a little going here? I don't even know if that's what they say, how it sounds, or whatever the hell's going on. But I know our guy, like Anthony Beck, knows everybody, and everybody knows Anthony Beck. That's what the beauty is. It's not like, oh yeah, I know Anthony. Like he knows you. He knows your name. He's probably had a conversation with you somewhere out there in the Delaware Valley. Our guy, AB, coaching St. Louis. We got to wait a little bit for the XFL because I can't start here. These two guys, Harry Mays, Matt Cherico, will log off if I start opening up the show talking XFL.
Well, explain who that is, that St. Louis team. Like, what are they? The Battlehawks?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The XFL is back. And let me just say, you and I were, all three of us, we were talking about this before the show. The product itself is going to be amazing television. I'll just
really?
Don't expect NFL level football. All right? Josh.
It's going to be entertainment.
I don't get NFL level football from the NFL most days.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. So your bar is super low. Is that what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Oh, my God. I love it. All right, let's start. Where do you want to start? I've got NHL. I've got hockey. I've got the college basketball world. I've got the XFL in front of me. I have an MMA play that I may throw out. It's Saturday. So what we're going to do here is get you ready for the day, for the weekend. And then we'll chat with you each week and kind of get you ready for the weekend action because that's where the meat of it is. So, Harry, I don't know where you want to start, but I'd let you steer the ship.
I don't have any UFC. I can tell you that.
I just have one.
I got a golf play today, a matchup or two. I got some college basketball. And I also have a play on the dunk contest tonight, which I am actually looking forward to. Believe it or not, and you guys probably will not believe me. You will not believe me. I've DVR'd the skills competition. This is the first time. Well, that's what they call the whole thing.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking like the actual skills. You're
no,
not gonna watch that.
Well, I'm going to watch the dunk contest. It's the dunk contest and a three-point shot thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but then they have this other like stupid like dribble shoot.
Oh no, I'm not watching that. Okay. No, but I'm actually fired up about the dunk contest for the first time in 20 years.
All right, let's start there because Cherico, I know you've got eyes on the NBA. I actually have a play on the ridiculous. I have put out a play, Harry, on the skills comp, like the first part of that, so you and Matt and others don't have to watch it. Just bet it and forget it, and then get geared up for the dunk contest. So this is something that you clearly have a strong feel towards this position. So I'll save my skills comp, whatever Matt has, in a second. Why don't you open up with the dunk contest? Matt Lung, right? Is that
First of all, I look at the four participants, and I'm like, who the hell are these guys? Number one, I remember Kenyon Martin. And I guess this is his son, who I think plays for the Houston Rockets, or maybe he plays for their G League team. I have no freaking idea. And then there's some guy with the Pelicans organization, and then another guy that I think plays for the Knicks. And then there's this white dude named Max McClung, who I couldn't have picked out of a lineup prior to yesterday.
No, I didn't know.
And I watch a shit ton of college basketball. Yeah. Okay. I never remembered this guy at Texas Tech. And apparently before he went to Texas Tech, he was at Georgetown for a little while. But he's a 6'2" white dude that apparently is some YouTube sensation that jumps out of the fucking gym. And I'm taking him. What
team does he play?
He's with the Sixers organization, like the Blue.
He was with the Lakers though for a while.
Yeah, but you can be eligible to be in this.
That's the thing. They brought him up last week before the contest.
He was activated just to have him for this competition. That shows you how
Doc Rivers
important.
didn't play him 40 minutes, Harry.
I mean, this guy's a fucking ringer. This is like bringing a tour pro to your member guest. Okay, this guy is gonna just sweep the board.
Is he? He didn't open up. He opened up as a long shot and was immediately bet into minus money.
He's the favorite.
Yeah, well, why is he the favorite? Is it
because he's white?
Yeah, there you go. I don't know if I could use that as a betting strategy.
It's racist. The whole contest is racist.
Yeah, but it's like the Seinfeld thing. If I like their race, how can I be racist? Right? Like, people are betting on the white guy. It's not like to get the white guy out of here.
Right. This is white men can jump is what this is all about. Okay.
Who's the best white guy of all time dunker? It can't be Rex Chapman because he is insufferable on Twitter. So
I can't stand Rex Chapman.
He's out. Yeah. Kenny Walker? Skywalker?
He wasn't white.
I thought he was.
No, he wasn't white.
Maybe I have him and Rex Chap. Dan Marley?
Boy, that's a good question.
That really is a good
Did
question.
White Chocolate, was he a dunker?
No.
He was
Jason
just a
Williams?
finesse guy, yeah.
Okay. Boy, that's a good
sure.
question.
Tom Chambers.
I like
comes
it
up as the best
because
white dunker of all
Tom
time.
Chambers,
Wow.
for real?
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. And Matt, I don't know. This would be an interesting conversation here because he clearly was playing while you were either super young or maybe even not alive. But he was like, it was weird to see because he was like a 6'10 guy that was still throwing down. Like Tom Chambers got up. He just wasn't doing crazy stuff.
Right,
He would
right.
just hang and throw down.
He was almost like a stretch 4 before there were stretch 4s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I actually remember I saw the last I heard of him was I was watching The Last Dance, and they were saying that he was somewhat of a competition to Michael Jordan in his first few years. And it was a game where MJ came out and just sunned him. I think it was like 49 points on his dome, something of the sorts, and just absolutely wanted to prove all the haters wrong. But I like the Max McClung angle just because we see guards winning this contest way more than big men. The guards are kind of the ones, they may not get as up, like Jericho Sims from the Knicks. He's a guy that he could hit his head on the rim. But I don't know how much of a finesse type of dunk he's going to give you. He's explosive and he's great for putbacks. Now, how does that translate to a dunk contest?
Right.
I agree, man.
That's a good point.
By
Max
the way, Bobby
McClung.
Sura comes up a lot.
Oh, Bobby Sura from Florida State. Yes,
man.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I actually got plus money on plus 125 on Mr. McClung.
Maybe did that change or
I don't. Well, I just checked it this morning.
I'm sure it's moved across the country, honestly, because he's such a big
you're right.
YouTube guy.
Plus 115, but he was the long shot behind Murphy.
Okay.
And was bet heavily.
Now, Cherico, were you aware of this guy before?
I was.
You
yes,
were.
just because I'd heard of him when he was at Georgetown, actually, just because of his dunks. And now he was been around the league, around the G League, actually. He was with the Lakers for a little bit, got sent down, got cut. He's been around. He hasn't really found a role, but he's always had that type of athleticism. I would compare him to somewhat of like a Dennis Smith Jr. when he was coming up, that type of explosive bounce. But other than that, he really isn't that good at basketball.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah. This is his role. This is his time. Okay.
By the way, if you're tailing Harry on the Matt McClung plus 115 play on DK, I would take a shot here at over a half total perfect 50s. Because this dude already has some narrative working for him. To Cherico's point, he's a smaller guy. We love the Robert Packs or the
Nate Robinson,
right?
Yeah.
Nasty Nate, right? Like because you're just
Muggsy Bogues.
Bogues,
remember him?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I tried to go obscure there with Pack, but Bogues would be a better one. Over a half total perfect 50s is even money.
Okay,
Even money.
The Pac-Man, didn't he play at USC in college? Robert Pack?
I know he played for the Nuggets.
Yeah, but I think he was a USC guy for some reason that stands out. I don't know why I remember this crap.
Was that like OJ
He was
Mayo
a USC guy. Wow.
Yeah, he was, right?
Did he play with OJ Mayo? And
he might have. He might have.
Or was he earlier than that? No, because OJ Mayo, remember that thing where OJ Mayo was like, no, I want like 4 of my high school teammates.
Yeah. OJ Mayo recruited USC.
Earlier.
They didn't recruit him.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm going to hit you with this real quick. It's chalk. I'm going to eat the chalk. That's fine. I'll lay the 120 for Team Jazz on the skills competition. This looks like it's going to be a lot like the Miss America competition where the swimsuit pretty much dictates who wins, who loses.
Okay.
This looks like it's going to come down to shooting. You've got Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, and their big man, Kessler, right? Who I'm forgetting. And all those guys have great field goal percentages, mid-range shooting percentages, Colin Sexton especially. You're going up against a couple of rookies, and now what? A banged-up Giannis and his brothers? Is Giannis even playing in this thing? Probably not, right?
He wants to, actually. He's pushing the medical staff.
Well, plus they got to throw the home team a bone.
Yeah, I think
right.
You actually have 3 guys who are really well fit for the shooting comp, like the actual shooting part of the skills comp. And I think, like I said, with the weight of winning the shooting competition. I'll lay 120 on the Jazz.
Okay.
I got one for
the
the
only time I'll
3-point.
put money on Colin Sexton all year.
Yeah,
Colin
seriously.
Sexton.
But I got one for the 3-point. So I've been looking back and forth between books, and right now you could grab Jason Tatum as the winner of the 3-point competition for plus 800 on FanDuel. But if you go over to DraftKings, it sits at plus 550. So what
Wow.
I'm looking at on FanDuel is realistically, this is the best player out of everybody that's participating in the 3-point competition.
Holy shit.
If I
You're
could
right.
get him for plus 800,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to instantly hop on that. I mean, the competition, the favorite right now, Damian
call.
Lillard, followed by Buddy Hield, then Kyle Herter. But across the board, none of these guys can get hot and stay on a heater the way Jason Tatum can. So for plus 800, I really, really love that one.
That's an amazing call, Matt, because the odds you're getting at plus 800 right now on FanDuel are longer than Julius Randle, who is the longest odds on DK at plus 750. So you've essentially boosted Jason Tatum to being the longest odds on the board. That's a great find, man. You're right. Like, just from if you're line shopping, if you're just using this as a market-based approach here, you have to bet that.
Yeah.
Somebody is off. And
Yep.
the idea that it's DraftKings or the idea that DraftKings is off means that everything that DraftKings did is off. Does that make sense? Versus one bet for FanDuel, because now I have to see what are the other odds.
Now Damian Lillard is plus 370 on FanDuel. Not sure what he is on DraftKings.
FanDuel is just look at this. FanDuel Randall is 700 is 750 on DK. He's 1200 on FanDuel. Now again, like I don't know what win share and all this shit is, right? We talked about that in golf. But Halliburton is 600 on DK, is 1,000 on FanDuel.
Yeah, that's a big discrepancy. I mean, that's almost double your money. Like that's incredible.
Yeah, I think of those three, which one do you guys like the most? So
I think Tatum.
Just real quick, Tatum goes from 550, as Matt said, to 800. Halliburton goes from 600 to 1,000, and Randall goes from 750 to 1,200.
I'll ride with Tatum.
I think Tatum just being the best player out there could definitely get it done for him.
Okay, I'm in. Let's do it. $50 to win 400.
All right. I mean,
anything? That's it for me. Let me throw the XFL out. We'll talk some college and hockey. This will be quick. Vegas, Arlington. Look, we talk about this in the NFL all year, and it actually was a really profitable strategy. It's one that I will continue here, which is quarterback, coach. Like, that's it. That's the only thing I care about. First off, Vegas is getting 3.5. They're not really a road team. They've practiced in Arlington all week. They'll stay there and play that game. They have the quarterback head coach combination there. I love. You have Martavius Bryant. Matt, you talked about that ahead of time in there. So I think you really have an opportunity to take advantage.
Who's the coach?
Of Rod Woodson, defensive minded.
Oh.
So I have a quarterback. God damn it. What the hell's the name of this guy? I just forgot it here. But
you're talking about quarterback head coach combo and you can't name the quarterback.
Yeah, because Brett Hundley. I had it written down. The reason why is because everybody's pointing to Ben DiNucci. Like, well, Ben DiNucci played in the NFL.
The viral sensation.
Brett Hundley played an entire season as a starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Remember?
Yeah.
So you've got Hundley to I'm sorry, I blanked on his ass. You had Hundley to Martavius Bryant on offense. You've got Rod Woodson, who probably kicked somebody's ass on defense live on the field. And there's no real home field advantage because Vegas has practiced in Arlington all week.
Right.
So I'll take Vegas plus 3.5. By the way, Arlington's quarterback is atrocious. The other side of this is Houston, Orlando. Houston's quarterback, not great, but they have Wade Phillips. They have a running back from Washington State who ran over everybody in the Pac-12. And Orlando just does not have a great coach / quarterback combination by any means. So I went under 35.5 there. Houston controls the game. They control the tempo. And Wade Phillips is going to play great defense.
The day
I
that
thought we
I
were going to
put
get a
money.
field goal prop, man. I was
Huh?
once you said you were coming with the strategy, I thought we were going to get a field goal prop early for some
You can't bet
primetime
anything but
XFL.
spread total money line in these games. Are you kidding me?
Oh
The day
man,
that I put money on Ben DiNucci is the day that I just quit.
Well,
Okay.
where is he? He's on a team that I'm not betting on. I can tell you that.
Ben DiNucci is rostered with
Seattle,
Oh,
which
Seattle.
is why I am smashing the DC Defenders on Sunday. Now I'm all St. Louis battle hawked up.
wow.
So there you go.
I think you might be you should go work for the XFL. You're so fired up about this product.
I got to sell what I'm doing on my other job. So
Jesus.
let me see if anybody's even watching those fucking videos.
Are you having Anthony Becht on today on one of your shows?
You know what, man? We tried to get AB on Fox 29.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think the XFL would love it. Like the NFL would say, no, you can't go on any sports betting show. But Anthony, like the XFL would be like, yeah, get out there. All right, that's it. I just wanted to throw that out there. Let's hit college basketball.
All right, it's kind of a shitty slate today. I'm sure tomorrow there's going to be a lot better games. But I did see two games that kind of jumped out at me. The Kansas Jayhawks have gotten it going since losing to Iowa State. They've put 3 straight wins together in conference. They're a monster at home. They're 12-1 at the Fog. Won 3 straight games. They're laying 5.5 to Baylor. I am smashing the Kansas Jayhawks today. Grady Dick. Grady Dick might shoot 7 threes today.
Oh man,
Okay.
I'm on the other side, so we'll see how this plays out. But I got Baylor at plus.
It's revenge.
Plus 135. I know.
It's revenge.
There's a boost on DraftKings where you can boost either side. I'm surprised you didn't boost Kansas there at that point because you'll get the play at plus 130 or 135. So I have Kansas winning this game. I just don't have them covering that number. So I'm on your side with Kansas winning. It's probably going to come down to 1 or 2 points that I'm either right or wrong by. I don't have it as a blowout. So I took that side, thinking at least that it was down to like 3.5. But I'm with you. I actually think Kansas wins this game. But if you are betting this, either way, I would suggest you use that boost because you're getting either side now. It's going to cap you. But, if you're betting $100 a game, then don't. If you're betting $20, $25 a game, then take the boost. That's all.
All right, the other game I looked at is just merely a scheduling situation, and I watched them the other night, and they hung together on the road and got a very important win, and I'm talking about the Kentucky Wildcats.
Nice.
They went into Mississippi State and beat Mississippi State, who's a pretty good squad. And they don't shoot the 3 very well. That's sort of been their problem all year, but they're athletic as hell, and they rebound the hell out of the basketball. And I think that's how they're going to win today at home as a short dog to Tennessee, who just beat the number 1 team in the nation in Alabama the other night. I think they are primed to get beat today. Kentucky absolutely has. They win today, they are for sure in the dance.
Yep. I just got a tweet. Beansy512 loving Kentucky outright. So
there you go.
There
well,
you
it's plus 110 on the money line.
That's a great call, man. That motivation is clearly there.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, the time when you start to look at coaches kind of push that, hey, man, you get to breathe. They probably won't let them breathe. Like Cal's not going to give them a week off, but it's this like carrot on the stick, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like you need 1 or you need 2 wins to send a message to get in. I think that there's something to that.
And everybody's been trashing Kentucky all month long, man. And what's wrong with Kentucky? Today's the day where they say, you know what? We're still here.
I love that, man. I only have 1 in college that I wanted to throw out. I know it's a shorter line, probably should be a little bit longer for people, but I think Nova is getting way too much of a benefit for being healthy. And the assumption is that guys are back or healthy on this team and that Neptune and the squad is just going to figure this thing out. That's what the old guy did. Just give me whoever I can put out there and I'll make it work. New guy, and it's no knock on him, but he's not the old guy.
Right.
3.5 is a lot. Providence, I think, is still motivated right now, and they have a lot to play for. Nothing is really certain. Locked in tournament. Yes. I'm just saying in general with their future. So I'll lay 3.5 at home. I was tempted to go first half here, but I'll lay 3.5. I do think that they win by more than 4. So I'm fine with Providence 3.5. I don't trust the love that Nova is getting simply because they're healthy, if that makes sense.
Well, it's going to be a lonely march around our parts. This will be the first time I think there's no Philadelphia representation in the dance.
Well, unless Penn wins the Ivy.
Well, right, yeah. If Temple somehow puts together 3 or 4 games in the conference and wins their conference tournament, but Villanova, I mean, they're not winning the Big East.
Villanova's out, LaSalle's out, St. Joe's out, Drexel out. Drexel, I mean, could Drexel win their tournament? Probably not.
I don't even know who's in that conference anymore.
All right, what would be more surprising? Real quick, before we get out of here, what's more surprising? Penn winning their conference or Temple winning theirs? Temple?
Temple,
I agree.
Yeah.
Only because the comp is probably a little bit wider.
Yeah.
They turn the ball over too much.
Yeah, well, that's it.
I mean, they can't win three or four straight games against good teams when they turn the ball over 15, 18 times a game.
I think you made the point of all points there.
Yeah.
I got one pick for you. I'm taking real quick. BYU plus 11. I hopped on this at plus 11, and now it's moved to plus 9.5. They're going against St. Mary's, and on the road, I think St. Mary's is just getting a little too much home court advantage right now. I don't anticipate them being quite as good on the defensive side, and I think BYU with their 3-point shooting is just going to shoot the lights out on them. So I like them in the plus 9.5 situation.
Wow, West Coast 11, Conference game. I love it.
10 p.m. Yeah.
All right, so Harry, you've got.
Yeah,
I'm only. Yeah, let's do it.
Just 2 quick matchups today.
Cooked, man. I'm down to Loveland and Finau, top 20/outrights. The latter is not going to work, but I mean Matsuyama screwed me. A bunch of Fleetwood, Montgomery, just awful.
Yeah, Hovland was terrible yesterday.
Rogers, a long shot. Reevy, top 40. Just fuck it all. I'm cut.
All right, I'm taking Adam Hadwin minus 110 over Seamus Power. Hadwin shot a couple over par yesterday. I'm thinking he's going to bounce back. He's too good of a putter to have 2 shitty days in a row on this golf course. So I'm taking Adam Hadwin, and I'm taking Scotty Scheffler at plus money over Rory McIlroy. Today's the day where Scheffler, he's kind of been lurking back there at 4 under par. He shot 3 under yesterday, but nobody's talking about him.
No.
All of a sudden today, he injects himself into the leaderboard, and we are going to have one hell of a Sunday at Riviera.
All right, let me throw 3 out at you and get your thoughts on these. I'm going to tail those 2, by the way. I think I was looking at Scheffler. It seemed odd that there was that wide of a gap. Not that he was even getting plus money, but it seemed like there was – I didn't know what to do with it. So thank you for clearing up any confusion in my – and I'm sure a lot of other people who are like, is this off? Like, is something wrong with it? But, yes, you explain why. So I love that. I'm in on that. Absolutely. And you're right about Hadwin. Like, it's hard for a guy to miss that much unless you're Tiger on the greens. How the fuck did he survive?
Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness.
All right, let me throw 3 out at you, all right? Now, I'm going to go with the same mentality that you applied to Keith Mitchell a couple of tournaments ago. It did not work, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a good strategy. I think more often than not, it's a profitable one. Jagerbaum is sitting comfortably outside at tied for top 12 right now. He has played comfortably. And I know that you can look at some nuances. You can look at some things in his game that could be suspect. This is a tough place, and you've got a bunch of big names in front of him. He's still plus 450 as a top 10 finish. So at the time in which, didn't he still have a couple of holes left? Yeah.
In his second round?
Yes. So this is another thing too, and Harry, I don't know if this works, but it's almost like a pinball where everybody else is starting here, but you have a little bit of a spring to where you're out there and playing a couple of holes. Now they count. It's not practice. It's not warm up, but you're getting a little momentum into that 3rd round. So I took Jaeger at top 10, and the other 2. And look, I'm lost right now. I've lost 4 straight matchups, so I'm flailing. But I took Fowler to beat Adam Scott at plus 128. I didn't think he was going to have as shitty of a day as he had yesterday.
Him and Schauffele, too, was awful.
There it is. I took Xander at plus 150 to beat Finau.
Okay.
So those are the 3 that I had.
Yep.
Any objection?
No, I like the Schauffele play a lot.
Okay. Now we have to – I tailed Matt here, plus 800. I'm going to make some money thanks to you guys.
Now we also have over-under win totals for baseball are out. Did you see these?
Whoa.
Yes.
I'm interested.
Our buddy Shapiro sent him out, I think, this morning. And I looked on there, and they got the New York Mets at 94.5 wins. I'm going under 94.5 wins. I think this old, decrepit pitching staff that they've put together with a whole lot of money is going to have some arm problems, and they're not going to be what everybody thinks they're going to be.
I mean, it was kind of a lose-lose situation if you look at it, because all of a sudden DeGrom walks into Rangers camp, and before he even throws, he says he has a sore arm and arm tightness. So, I mean, it was either you have old Verlander now, or you have arm problems
and
with
Scherzer.
DeGrom. Yeah, and Scherzer, who's on the older side. So I agree. I think I could see a scenario where one injury happens, and all of a sudden you're looking at a 85-win season.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, man. The one thing that I'm interested in, it's not a concern or anything along those lines, but I don't know, because remember, they changed the schedule this year where you don't play your division as much. It's more like you play everybody. And you still play somewhat of a weighted division schedule, but I think it's like 76 down to like 50 or something like that. So there's a pretty significant dip of how often you're playing the NL East. I think that helps a team like Philadelphia, probably helps a team like Miami. But to your point, like, I don't think it helps New York. I don't know if it hurts them, but I was just curious to see if that factored in at all.
So they're not playing each other 19 times, I think it used to be, where you play your division mates.
Correct.
Yeah, I want to say you play 14 or 15 now instead.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Which is like one less
That's
series.
a whole series.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the Phillies, that's one less series you get swept. Especially by the Marlins. All right, so we're going under the Mets. What's the Phillies number?
It's like 88.5, I think.
Don't you have to go under that just on the strength of no Harper?
No Harper for at least the first couple, 3-4 months or so, right?
Oof.
They played a lot of baseball last year. The pitchers threw a lot of baseballs last year. You know,
yeah. If you're gonna make me make a play on it, I would go under.
But you're not interested in it.
No.
Okay.
I got one. The Blue Jays right now sitting at 92.5. I think I'm going to go under there.
That seems high, doesn't it?
It does.
Plus money on the under, plus 120 here. I mean, I don't see a scenario. Honestly, I think either the Rays or potentially even the Orioles are going to be the second best team in the division. I really like what the Orioles have going on. I think they're on the up and up right now, especially around Adley Rutschman. So I think that they could be a team. They're sitting at 75.5, I see. So I potentially could target them as an over, but definitely under for the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know why that's that high.
Yeah, that stood out to me too. That was a name of a team. I'm like, what? They're that high up there? Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it, man. All right. So we've got a lot, and we'll do that. We'll look at some futures and stuff. Baseball is right around the corner, so that'll pop up. March Madness is right around the corner, so we have a lot there. And you see, we'll sprinkle little things in here depending on what it may be. Hey, even updated futures like in the NBA. So there's a lot of shit that we'll do, a lot of stuff we'll cover here each week. Yes, Harry.
Did you say you had a UFC play before?
Yeah, I was looking at this. So I of course I don't know how to pronounce names here, but it's Blanchfield.
Okay.
Aaron Blanchfield by decision. Looks like Aaron's fights have gone to the cards a lot, and it looks like she is winning these decisions. So I don't know if it's the style of fight, if it's the fighter. I'm sure there are some examples and reasons as far as why, but if you can get Blanchfield by decision, it's one that I'm looking at. That's all.
Let's do it.
Now we've got a super sharp dude who's putting stuff out. So I'm just tailing. That's all. I'm stealing and tailing. All right. Flyers even money tonight. I jumped on.
The Flyers play tonight? Oh, yeah, in Vancouver, right?
I jumped on. Yeah.
They're in Vancouver.
All right, we'll see you next week.
All right.